What's up, Soul Food family? Welcome to another session with the Soul Food sister. If it's your first time in my channel, please make sure you subscribe. If you're watching my video and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Now, as you've seen from the title, today I'm going to be addressing the single ladies. I'm going to be addressing single people in general, but specifically single ladies because I am a single lady, and I am going to be talking about why you need to be single. To tell you guys, if you're single, don't hate on yourself, don't hate on God, don't hate on the guys who you think should be paying attention to you and they're not paying attention to you. Do you know why? Because being single is actually a blessing that most females don't know. Being single is a blessing in this way. In 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 34, Paul tells us how a single or woman or a virgin should keep herself. It says that a single lady, an unmarried woman, should devote herself, her body and her spirit into serving God, because a married woman, on the other hand, spends her time, her focus is on serving the husband and pleasing the husband and maybe even the children. So what is Paul trying to tell us? Paul is trying to tell us that while you're single, you have ample time, you have enough time in your schedule. You don't have distractions, you don't have responsibilities that will take your attention or your mind away from the things of God. Now, it doesn't mean that a married woman does not serve God with her body. It just means that her priorities, not really priorities, because still God needs to become first, even in marriage. It just means that she has less time. She has less time to devote, to dedicate to God. She has less. If we imagine a married woman who's married and working and has kids, saying, okay, I need to make time for Bible study, that means she has to wake up 2 hours early or an hour early just to get her Bible study in and her prayers in, so that she can continue with the schedule as usual, wake the kids up for school, take care of the husband before he goes to work, you understand? So those kind of things, like in the evening, get out of work, come back home, do homework with the kids, and even if the kids are not there, she needs to take care of the hubby, you understand? So a single woman has more time in her hands and less responsibilities to actually devote herself to God. Being in God's presence and devoting your time, your body and your spirit to God while you're single is wow, I don't know. Ni mwa Kenya ya marriage, guys, if you don't know. It's leakage for marriage. Like, God reveals to you things about yourself and about yourself that need to be worked on before you enter into marriage, and even restructure your foundations of marriage. For example, you might be a woman who's been hurt before. So much, you have so much heartache, there's anger and bitterness, and there's a void in your heart, and you feel like the only thing that can fill that void is replacing this guy with another guy, and getting some good loving from that other guy, you understand? But there is a wound that is left in you after you've been heartbroken, or after you've broken someone else's heart, because one, you have not asked for forgiveness, or even if you've asked for forgiveness, there's just that why there's that underlying issue that made you cheat on that person. Why did I cheat on that person? As a single lady, there are things that you need to deal with. There's a healing process that you need to go through for you to access marriage in your life, you understand? There are things that happened to you while you were dating that you haven't quite dealt with, that you need to start dealing with in your singlehoodness. And that's why sometimes there are ladies I know who choose to be single because they understand the importance of being single. Yeah, there are ladies who don't just hope from one relationship to another. They actually take time and reevaluate themselves and ask themselves, okay, so this relationship didn't work out, why? And actually deal with those underlying issues that make that they know, they're like, okay, so maybe my foundation on relationships is not a godly one, or is not the one that's supposed to be, you understand? So they take time out and reevaluate themselves before they can get into another relationships. These are women who know that a relationship is not a trisex kind of thing. A relationship is actually meant for marriage. You deciding and choosing to date someone, you're choosing to date that person because you see you see a future with this person. You see a future with this person. If this guy proposes today, you will not be like, I need time to think, because you already know you got into a relationship because your end goal is marriage. So now, the other kind of woman is the kind of woman who hopes from one relationship to another. Do you know what those people, do you know what God does to those people? He interrupts them. He interrupts normal programming to introduce a commercial called the singlehood season. And it's a beautiful season, guys. Don't hate on, when you're single, don't hate on that season. It's a beautiful season. Love that season. Thrive in that season. Pray, my God, pray. Pray. When you're single, pray. That's the time you should be seeking God and asking God to deal with every, like, the moment you feel like, mazee, nina machungu juu ya jamaa fulani, tell God, God, deal with that person, please. Deal with my heart, sorry. Deal with my heart. Deal with my heart so that I can, I can leave the baggages of my previous relationships behind as I move on into the next relationship. Ask God to deal with your foundations in about marriage. You might have come from a broken home. You understand? You might have come from a home where your mom maybe was the head of the family and not your dad. You might have come from a family where you only grew up with your father and you don't really understand what the role of a woman is in a household. So these are things you need God to help you deal with. You need God to help you restructure the foundation, your foundation of marriage and your foundation of relationships. And this is the time where you find that you are breaking so many foundations, you're breaking so many altars. There's so much healing going on in you, in that the moment that person is presented to you, the moment your man or your future husband is presented to you, you're like, yes, I am ready now. I am ready. You're not like thinking marambili, really like, is this really the guy or should I wait? Like, you see how you enter into relationships, mguu moja ndani nyingine, like one leg is inside, the other one is outside. Nah. If you decide to date, if you decide to enter into a relationship, enter holy. And the only way to enter holy is to not have doubts. And the only way to not have doubts is to trust, is to put your whole trust in God and be like, yeah, so God, these are the things I was dealing with in my previous relationships. This is the heartache I've been through. This is the healing that I want to experience. I want you to show me what marriage really is about. I want you to show me what dating really is about. I remember there's a time I used to call that season dating God, because God used to wake me up at 3 a.m. sharp. 3 a.m. Like it doesn't matter if I've slept at 2 or 1, at 3 a.m. I'd be up. And what I do is get my Bible, do my morning devotion, my Bible study, pray. But what I realized when I was in that period, all I was reading about was the characteristics of God. Who is God? I was getting to know God. Thus, I called it dating God. Because when you're dating someone, you're getting to know who this person really is. And when I was dating God, I realized that He was revealing to me new ways, like how to love, how to be in love with someone, what love really is. 1Corinthians chapter 13 actually describes what love really is. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not keep a record of wrongs. If you find yourself with someone, if you find yourself dating someone and they do something wrong and you just can't find yourself forgiving them, there's a problem. There's a problem. There's someone who hurt you the same way this person has hurt you, and there's a healing that needs to take place for you to get to a place of forgiving that person and actually forgiving yourself. When you're single, this is the time to invest in yourself, to invest in God. And the way to best invest in yourself is to know what God's will is for your life, is to know what was God's purpose for me. When God said, let us make man in our image and likeness, and He said there will be Mkakisha, and He said there will be Stacy, and He said there will be Lydia, and He said there will be, Angela. What was His plan for these specific persons? What was God's plan for me? When you're single, that's the time to find out that. That's if you haven't already found that out in your Christian journey. That's the time to fully focus on yourself. That's the time to invest in yourself, to invest in your spirit, to invest in your mind, to invest in your career, in your dreams, in your visions. That's the time to work on you. And the best way to work on you is to let God guide you. You don't want to make the wrong kind of investments, my people. There's this analogy guys use. What's the use of going all the way up to the 80th floor on the stairs only to find out you're in the wrong building? Yeah, only to find out you're in the wrong building. So why put so much energy in something that is not for you? Why waste so much time, money, and energy in something that was not actually meant for you? It's about time when you're single, you start listening to God and start asking God questions. When you're in your prayer closet, when you are in your secret place, have conversations with God and actually listen. Pay attention to what God is telling you. Pay attention to the dreams you're having. Pay attention to the visions you're having, and go back to God. When you're single, that's the time to reconnect with God. That's the time to reconnect with yourself. When you're single, take yourself out. Show yourself some loving. You understand? That's why you're single. You're single because you need to find out, okay, when I was in a relationship with Jemo, this is what I used to like. Was it because Jemo liked it or because I actually really liked it? When I was in a relationship with Silas, ABCD changed. Is it because I changed with the people I date? Do I have identity issues? Again, do you have identity issues? Are you the kind of person who just goes with the waves? When you're dating a skateboarder, you want a skateboard. If you're dating a dancer, you want to dance. If you're dating someone a barista because they make coffee, you want to start making coffee. Okay, I understand that in the long run, you end up getting so many skills. You end up being a multi-skilled, multi-talented kind of person, but that actually shows that you have a problem with identity, that you don't really know who you are, that you're swayed by the wave. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong to learn your boyfriend's or your fiancé's or your husband's hobbies or interests. It's not wrong because you want to spend time together, and if he's skateboarding, then you want to skateboard with him. That's not wrong. But there is a problem when with every person you're dating, you want to be like them. Like, you want to change who you are for them, to please them, to fit into his clique of guys. And what happens is you'll find out that as a lady, if you look around you, either your friends, if you still have girlfriends around you, if you still have friends around you, then they're the real ones who keep telling you, girl, you're changing again. Like, what's happening? What's this? All of a sudden you're having new hobbies. What's happening? You understand? But there are people who just can't keep up with you, and you end up losing friends on the way. So what I'm trying to say is, when you're single, that's the time to find out what does Nkakisha like. When you go out for dates, you used to ask for, coffee with biscuits or with cookies. Take yourself out for coffee and find out what you really want to order. Did you order coffee and cookies because you wanted to look neat while you're eating, when you could have ordered a burger and just eat the mess out of it? Find out what you really like. Find out what is my style. How do I love to dress up? Because sometimes you're in a relationship and you dress up for other people. You dress up because you think, if I wear this, then it's going to impress this guy. But what do you really want to wear? What's your style? Figure out what your style is. And that's when you start. Actually, what I'm trying to say in all this is, go back to Christ, because that's where your identity lies. In your season of being single, one, you're getting to know who you are, who you really are. Yes, I'm talking to you. You're getting to know who you really are as a single person. And when you're single, it's the time for you to now reconnect with God and solidify your relationship with God, strengthen your relationship with God, Yeah. And 3, it's the time to start praying for your future. When you're single, that's the most time you have to start praying about your husband, your children, your children's friends, the schools they'll go to, your husband's friends, his workplace. You understand? You don't want bad influence around your circle. You don't want people that are gonna divert the destinies, if I should say, of the people that you love, of the people around you. And that's why you have all this time when you're single. And that's why sometimes, ladies, God disrupts your dating spree because he wants you to actually focus on things that really matter. And there's no better investment than an investment in prayer for your destiny, for your future, for your vision, for your purpose, for your children, for your marriage, if you're someone who wants to get married. But your single season is the season for you to thrive in spirit, in career. Like, find out who you really are. What are your weaknesses when you're single? What are your weaknesses when you're single? Check yourself. You know, if you have a notebook, write all these things down, and tell yourself, Mkakisha is my name. In case you're wondering who I'm calling Mkakisha is my name. When you're single, ask yourself, why do I keep waking up late? What's the deal with that? Why do I keep waking up late? Why am I violent? Why am I so controlling? Why am I so controlling? Why am I so shy? So these are the things that you need to start working on in your season of being single. So don't hate on yourself when you're single. Don't hate on the season. Don't get depressed because no one is approaching you or no one is paying you any attention. This is God interrupting your life, interrupting your normal programming to fix himself in there, and it's for the betterment of you guys and all for the glory of God. I have said too much, but I hope you've captured something from what I have said, and I want to have a conversation with you guys on my Instagram and even here on YouTube. Just let me know what are some of the challenges you're facing as a single person. What are some of the things you're learning about yourself as a single person? What are some of the things you thought you liked or you were interested in while you were dating that you have found that are different while you're a single person? Talk to me. Comment in the comment section. And then so this is gonna be my last. I know I was gonna do a series on being single. This is my part 2, but I have a friend of mine, his name is Mushine Mwangi, and he's gonna handle everything being single. Guys, get into his page. He's gonna handle everything being single. Mushine Mwangi, I'm gonna leave his a link to his page, to his channel on my description box. So until next time, guys, if you like this video, leave a thumbs up, please comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.